Good morning, welcome to Pizza Making with Micah. Today we are going to be making Italian Neapolitan pizza using dry yeast. So today we'll use 1.5 kilograms of flour, 50 grams of olive oil, 1 litre of water, 25 grams of sea salt, 10 grams of honey and 5 grams dry yeast. So first we're going to pour the water in.
And I'll be your assistant, Micah. Do you want me to help you?
No. You just literally.
Go.
And we're going to pour it in slowly.
And Micah, have you washed your hands? Good. It's very important to wash your hands before cooking, isn't it?
Yep.
Excellent.
Next we're going to add the yeast.
Right, excellent. And is that how many grams of yeast is that?
5 grams of yeast.
5 grams of dry yeast to the 1 litre of water, correct, Micah?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Okay. Do you want me to scrub that off? Hang on. Okay. Yeah.
So we need to.
There you go. Okay.
Next we're going to get the honey in to feed the yeast.
Very good.
Okay, now we're going to give it a really good mix.
Yep. Get your hands in. Come on, get your hands in. Get a good mix. Go. Get in there.
Currently just giving it a really good mix so it will activate the yeast.
Very good.
So we're just measuring it out. I'm just measuring a kilogram of flour out.
Because we measured out 1.5, didn't we? Start off with that.
We measured out 1.5 to start off with. That's what we need to have.
Yeah, but when you put.
But then we only put 1 kilogram in.
Yeah,
So and then we leave the rest for later.
Okay, you
Now we're going to tip the flour in to help make the dough. I'm just going to get it all in. Now we're going to mix again well.
Yeah, mix it up well. Get your hands in there. Get your hands dirty. Get your hands really dirty. Good stuff. That's it, Micah.
Give it a really good mix.
Get a really, really good mix indeed.
It's going to start looking like porridge.
It is. It's a good description.
Look at all of the stuff in my hands. And this is what you need to do, guys. When you're making pizza, you gotta get messy.
You do. And using your hands is the best way, isn't it? You get a good feel for the dough. Get a good feel for the flour and the water and the yeast.
So I'm currently just mixing the yeast, the water and all the flour together. The kilogram of flour.
Yeah, it's good.
Which we put in. And as you see, it's starting to look a bit like porridge.
Yeah.
And also, for me, it starting to feel like really sticky dough.
Good.
It feels like the dough, but a bit too watery.
Yeah.
So this is what you need to do.
Look in the camera.
This is what you need to do. Get your hands in and mix.
Okay. So now, after mixing, what do we do, Micah? Remember?
So after we mix,
Yeah.
we leave it for 1 hour.
Okay, we leave
We
it
leave it to set for 1 hour.
to let the yeast work, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
so let the yeast work.
Yes.
And we'll come back to it in 1 hour. So we've let it rest for 1 hour, and now we've poured it into a bowl, and then we're going to mix it. If you do not have a mixer at home,
You can use your hands.
you can use your hands.
You can indeed.
So So after you poured it into a bowl or got it out of the container you're using, pour the rest of the flour in. Then once you put the flour in, you add the oil and the salt.
Yeah. So how much oil? Do you remember?
So
Olive oil.
you add 50 grams of olive oil.
Yeah. So 50 grams is the same as 50 milliliters.
Yeah. And then you add the 10
grams.
25 grams
25
of
grams.
sea salt.
Excellent. Well done.
Now we're going to put it in the mixer.
Okay.
So it just finished mixing, and now we've got to
Shape
shape it
and leave it for another hour.
and
So
leave it for another
go.
hour.
So lift it up and shove it. Drop it down. That's it. And do it again. And do it again. So get it under. Here. And let me help you. Help you. Yeah, that's it. Round again. That's it. And round again. That's it. Okay. Right, okay. So hands a bit sticky. So sit this way. Leave it. Now, where's the last bit of olive oil? Get
Now
up.
we're going to put the remains of the olive oil and add it on.
Just on top, just to
Yeah,
cover it.
on top.
And then we'll cover it with cling film, aren't we?
We're going to cover it with cling film.
That's it.
That's what we do.
Okay. So on top.
So now I'm just going to
On top.
sprinkle the last bits of olive oil on top.
Excellent. Use a finger to get a last bit out of front. Okay, then rub it all over nicely.
Now
So
we're
it
going to rub it
spots
all over.
on the top. Okay, that's fine, good. Rub it all over. Right, and now we need to get some cling film, so let's go wash
Now
your
I'm going
hands.
to cover it with cling film and leave it to set for 1 hour. So as you can see, that we've just let it to set for 1 hour, and you can see it's already got really big. So what we're going to do next is we're first going to sprinkle some flour onto the tray, onto a baking tray.
Sprinkle, make a sprinkle.
Yeah,
Good, well done.
like so.
Corners, so you don't stick.
So it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Putting this on so it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Because if it sticks, you'll be
That's enough, that's enough.
it'll be quite tricky to get it off. What we're going to do afterwards, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it into 2 halves. I'm going to do that. Thumbs up. So now we're going to put it into.
Wait, no. Cut this way.
We're going to
Okay, yeah. So
We're going to cut it into 2 halves.
Let me do the doubling. Okay, well. Go.
So now we need to make the 250-gram pizza balls.
Okay. So there are 2 ways of making it. Which way do you want to do it, Mike?
So there are 2 ways of making it. You can either
Oh,
cut
flour.
it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, first you
Olive.
need to put some Sprinkle a little bit of flour on top.
Yep. So you don't stick to your hand.
So it doesn't stick to your hand.
Yep.
And then there are either two ways of making it. Either we cut a little bit
Yep.
and then fold the ball like that, or we can either make the shape of the ball by pulling.
So there. Wait.
Now we
So
just
we
need
have to do this. So,
measure
so
how much.
see. Yeah, like that. So see.
First, we need to measure how much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Measure it. So wait. Let's
Now
put
we're
it.
going to just measure it.
Oh, nearly right, Micah. Just do 16. So tiny bit more.
So just need to put a little bit more, so it's
Nearly there.
250 grams.
So now we know kind of roughly what size we want the ball to be. So for
Yeah.
these future ones, we know what size to make it, don't we?
No, let's just put it on like that.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's just 278. So a bit too much, but that's fine. So now we're just making the ball. Let's see.
So now we just turn
So-
it into a ball, and then
Wait, Michael. So when you put the ball, you tuck this, bring it out, and tuck it in. Like that. See?
bring it out and
Like
tuck
that.
it
You
in.
want to try? No, just the bottom. So
Oh yeah, and you need to make sure the top part is
Yes.
on top.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So now let's put that there.
So I say that might be about
Yeah,
250.
that's all right. Excellent. So this is how, after doing it a few times, you get a feel and an eye for how big.
I think we might be making more than pieces.
I think we might be. Now, I think what we should do with that is freeze that. So, I'm going to get some cling film. Oh, there's some cling film off. Right there.
Oh yeah, freeze that one.
I might put this in cling film and freeze that.
So if you have too much, you can always freeze it and have it another day.
And then you don't have to, then you've got a ball.
You've got a ball ready.
So all you do with the ball is take it out in the morning
And
and let it rise during the day. And you've got a nice
1
bit of pizza in the evening for pizza. So when you come back from school or from work, then you have a nice bit of pizza. That's one. Oh.
And there you have it. Some really nice
Pizza.
pizza balls.
Yes, and we'll show you
We'll
afterwards.
show you the
In
finish.
8 hours.
We'll show you the finish. We'll show you what's happened to the dough balls in 8 hours. Bye.
Go on.
So we've left it for about 6 hours, and look, you can see how much it's got bigger.
Oh wow, that is good.
Now we're going to start making the actual pizza. So what we've just done is we've taken it off, and now you have to get your fingers and push it in the middle. Like this.
To spread it out.
And you have to spread it, but don't make it too thin, otherwise you won't have a good pizza. I've just put the sauce on now. I'm putting the cheese on my pizza. Once you've done this, put it in your oven or your pizza oven if you have one, and let it cook. This is the finished product. I hope you enjoy it. I definitely did.